Today we're going to be diving into the foundation of every thriving garden, the soil. Many garden challenges, from yellowing leaves to weak root structures to low yields, all begin below the surface. And soil testing is the key to helping us unlock solutions. In today's video, we're going to go over why soil testing is so important, the various test kits that are available, how to collect a proper sample, and what to do once you receive your results. Testing your soil will help reveal its unique composition, from essential nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, or NPK, to pH levels and organic matter content within your soil. These factors directly impact the health of your plants, allowing them to develop healthy root structures, all the way through to proper fruit production. Without testing your soils, you're gardening in the dark, and that can lead to a number of issues. There are a few different ways to test your soil, from basic DIY kits all the way up to detailed soil analysis. The DIY kits are fairly inexpensive and easy to get your hands on, and they will typically give you information for your NPK levels, or your nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, as well as your pH of your soil. If you want to get any more in-depth than that, we would recommend a soil lab test. So you will get a test kit. We've opted for My Soil tests, which come in a nice pre-packaged container with a shipping label for you to send everything off once you've made your collection. Or you can reach out to your local extension office and they will likely have a kit like this, which has all the instructions inside of how to collect your sample and where to send it to. Collecting a soil sample is pretty simple, but it does require a little bit of care to ensure that we get accurate results. The first step that you'll want to do is to determine your sample areas. So in this growing dome, I've selected 2 separate soil tests, and those are going to be 2 separate sampling areas. This is so I can get more accurate results. So I've opted for a perimeter test as well as a central bed test. Now I'm going to take a trowel. They do make fancy soil probes to do stuff like this, but handy dandy trowel works just fine. And we're going to take samples from the surface of the soil down 6 to 8 inches. This is the space that your plants are typically pulling most of their nutrients from. So this is most important when we're looking at soil composition. Once we've collected samples from all over our sample area, I like to do between 4 and 6. You can do more if you'd like. We're going to place all of those samples into a jar, mix them all together, and this is going to be our representative sample of our sampling area. We're then going to take this representative sample and complete the instructions on our soil test that we chose. For the My Soil test, I'm going to mix our soil samples into the box that the kit comes in. And again, I'm taking these samples from the surface level down 6 to 8 inches, and I'm picking spaces that are pretty evenly spaced out so that I'm getting a representative sample. I'm then going to add 1 scoop of my representative sample into the provided container, which has this liquid inside. I don't know what the liquid is, but I trust it is science. So I'm going to ship it off in the prepaid envelope, and we are going to have our results back in 5 to 7 days. Now for the more basic DIY kit, I'm going to place my soil samples that I'm collecting from the same general areas into this jar, and I'm going to mix them together thoroughly. Now there are a few different steps for the various tests. So for pH, I need to add the capsule, then dry soil, and then water into my little test. And for the nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, we are going to add 5 parts of water to our 1 part of soil, which is in our jar still, mix it together thoroughly, and allow the soil to settle. Then we're going to add just the liquid from the top of the jar to the test and 1 capsule. We'll then compare the color charts to determine the results. Once you complete your soil test and have your results, it's time to decipher what exactly they mean. What I really like about the My Soil tests is that besides the in-depth analysis of all of the nutrients and the micronutrients within the soil, they also provide you with the exact products and recommendations for how to improve the soil to achieve the goals that you're trying to reach. So in our instance, our soils were really low in nitrogen. That's because we grow a lot of heavy feeder crops and we grow all year round, so it is to be expected. And we were also starting to see low amounts of some of the micronutrients or trace nutrients, which help to provide our plants with other things that they need to thrive. So based on their recommendations, we are going to be amending our soils with feather meal and azomite, which is the trace nutrients. We'll also be adding compost to our garden beds, which is something that's recommended anytime you're getting ready to turn over your garden for a new season. Now, when it comes to things like pH, you may notice that your test comes back a little bit too alkaline or a little bit too acidic. And based upon your results, you can add things to your soil which will help to balance the pH, allowing your plants to uptake all of those other nutrients. Lime can help to raise your soil's pH, while sulfur can help to lower it. So depending on where you are on the scale, you can amend your soils to help create that balanced pH so that your plants can uptake all of the nutrients. It's also important to rotate your crops, especially if you're growing year-round in a greenhouse environment like we are. That way we can help to protect our soil's health long-term. Soil testing is an invaluable tool for every gardener, helping provide us with the insights that we need to boost our plants' productivity. We like to complete soil tests at least twice a year when we transition our plants from warm season crops to cold hardy crops and vice versa. This helps us ensure that we have bountiful harvests all year long. Make sure that you share this video with your fellow gardening enthusiasts, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you get this type of content straight to your inbox. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.